Hi, my name is Gail Levin, and I lead wireless product marketing here at HPE Networking. And I'm joined today by Andrew Essian, the Director of Networking Infrastructure at Alabama A&M University. And I'm going to call it AAMU from now on, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
How
can
you
you tell me a little bit about the university for those who don't know about it?
Sure. So Alabama A&M is a land grant institution founded in 1875 by William Hooper Council. We are a institution with about 8,000 students,
Nice.
nestled in the Appalachian Mountains on a hill.
So that is beautiful yet challenging for RF, right?
It is indeed. We have a instance where we are in the mountainous terrain, and rock is a challenge for us. So we've decided to go up instead of through.
That makes a ton of sense. Now, I want to hear about your homecoming challenge. How did you prepare for homecoming?
So homecoming kind of presents a unique challenge for us. Large event. We have all kind of vendors. The community comes out. So we can get up to 60,000
Wow.
participants spread far and wide across campus.
All those tailgaters, right?
All those tailgaters. We have a plethora of vendors. We have needs for streaming companies and media event companies that come in and want to pop up news, media, you name it.
That is awesome. Yeah. So tell me, how did you deploy it so quickly? I mean, that was quite a challenge, right?
That was quite a challenge. So all of our equipment for our total network refresh came in about 3 weeks before homecoming.
So that's switching and Wi-Fi and private
Switching,
5G.
Wi-Fi, and private
Okay, and so
5G.
all of it in 3 weeks. Okay.
3 weeks. So about after we got all of our initial CX switching installed across campus, we had about a week left to game day. So we spent about the last week getting our stadium wired, getting all the wireless in the stadium, and getting our cell radios deployed.
That's great. And for the cell radios, about how long did that one take?
So the cell radios we actually deployed overnight. I can recall the
Wow.
story. A couple of the HPE engineers and myself stayed overnight
Late
to
night.
ensure that we got a deployment for game day ready. Had about 4 locations across campus, and we spread small cell radios out and get the coverage we need blanketed across campus.
That is awesome. Now, you mentioned switching. Did you have to do anything special with the CX switching to support private 5G?
So the CX switching allowed us to really plug and play. There was no real work behind deploying the radios. Everything was PoE related. So we had the cabling infrastructure in place to plug in and go.
That is awesome. And now you're using Wi-Fi and the switching, and you're managing in Central. How does that work for you? What do you get from
So yeah, we manage our switches via CLI. We are using Central for monitoring only mode. That allows us telemetry and data in Central to be able to kind of respond and troubleshoot on the fly. Especially for game day, we're always in Central monitoring wireless stats and connectivity results. So Central has allowed us to play, a large part in how we support homecoming now.
That's great. And how did you decide when to use private 5G and when to use Wi-Fi to really give that blanket coverage everywhere?
So we elected to go for a solution that allowed the user to roam seamlessly.
Yeah.
Most of our indoor coverage is wireless in most of the high dense areas, but we also allow the user to roam outside where Wi-Fi coverage does not exist and kind of connect to our cellular backhaul.
So the private 5G is really providing that wide area coverage everywhere you
Wide
need
area
it.
coverage.
And you said four small cell radios for everything?
We got four spots we deployed. Approximately, it's not a large deployment, 7 to 8 radios across 4 spots, and it kind of blankets the entire campus.
That's amazing. And what coverage do you get from those radios?
So we've experienced probably about a 1.6 mile radius from a radio.
1.6 miles.
1.6 miles.
That's huge.
It is. Kind of, especially in if you're looking to come to our tailgating area where it's all
Yeah.
tree and land, there's really nowhere to get fiber or infrastructure out there. So the wireless solution is the best solution.
That's right. So your private 5G is complementing your Wi-Fi for that high density in the stadium.
Exactly.
That's awesome. And then I had a question for you. You started with homecoming in the stadium. Once you had it in place, what else did you figure out you could do with private 5G?
So we are a agricultural mechanical university, right? So agriculture is big for us. We have a farm in which we research. We have a lot of IoT devices out there that require some level of connectivity. Again, being rocky and mountainous terrain, it's
Yeah.
hard for us to get connectivity out there in some of the fields. So we elected to add private 5G out there in some of the fields to receive data and telemetry from some of those sensors.
That is awesome. Smart farming.
There you go.
So before we leave, can you just go through what would your biggest piece of advice be to other companies who are kind of starting out on this journey, looking at how do they deliver seamless connectivity everywhere?
I would definitely say find a partner who offered full stack, right? HPE kind of provided us that full stack visibility. Everything was centrally monitored and maintained in central. We kind of had the ability to utilize that data to respond and be effective in the field.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. And I look
Yeah.
forward to considering the conversation another time. Thanks.
Thank you for having me.